Bortle here with some Q&A, guys. I'm going to be drawing some test hands and playing them as I'm going first or second, so you can see this deck in action while I prepare its metamorphosis and evolve it to the next step. I'm going to be playing a different type of Trickstar build for the regional tomorrow. So be sure to check in the channel because I will be doing a deck profile. If I scrub out or not, it may be an episode of Who Built Your Deck, right? So let's go ahead and jump into the Q&As while I test and draw these cards in the background, guys. Alright, so first question comes from Chase Sly. Do you have a budget build of your deck? Did you run into any games that you just could not win? Alright, so your first question, do you have a budget deck? Alright, so we do have a budget build of Trickstars. We're going to go ahead and provide the link in the description down below so you can check it out. It's kind of out of date, but at the same time it's not. But for now, you can just cut the 3 Thanos Dragons and throw in 3 Veilers. Alright, that's pretty much my advice to that. I can go into more detail maybe in a future video. And also the next question, did you run into any games that you could not win? Alright, obviously you're going to run into games where Thunder Dragons, Dangerous Thunder Dragons, like create this monstrous field. We're talking like Colossus, Hot Red, Dragon Abyss Dragon, whatever that is. Zombie Stein. Yes, of course, there's going to be fields just like that. But the cool thing is you have hopefully draw into Super Poly and you can stop that, or maybe evenly match, somehow negate the Hot Red so evenly match can do something or negate the other card. You're going to have games like that. Alrighty, our next question comes from Cribbles. Yo, I'm trying to play Trickstars in the Atlanta Regional. I know I've commented before about Chain Summon build Trickstars and would love to see what your input on it. Main reason for playing it is no Thanos and no Extravagance, and I always banish too much off Desires. Alrighty, so it sounds like you want to play some type of Chain Summoning build of Trickstars, which you have my blessing. I think Chain Summoning is an underrated card, and I think it's really nice. And the cool thing is you can combine it with so many quick plays to make it very effective, and almost everyone plays hand traps and they're going to chain it to your effect or your card, and then you can just activate Chain Summoning, Chain Link 3 and just go off. The cool thing about it is if you were to do this, I would highly recommend playing Abyss Dweller because that just shuts down Danger Thunder Dragons, shuts down, it can even hurt Salamangreat Great too. So that's my take on Chain Summoning, because Thanos Dragon is expensive, Extravagance is expensive, and I guess you don't want to play Desires because it does banish a lot. And if you do play Desires, I really recommend playing Desires if you don't want to play Thanos or the Extravagance, because you can get into your Chain Summonings faster, okay? So already you can run 3 Chain Summonings, 3 Desires, 3 Call by the Graves, you know, so you can chain with the Desires if they ask you. That's already what, Chain Link 3? Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So that's just my output. I think Chain Summoning is a really nice card. I think top 2 regionals with Chain Summoning in my deck. I was just never courageous enough to run more than 1 copy. Alrighty, Kristen Huff wrote, what changes would you make to the main deck, if any? Why no Strike versus Sky Striker? How do you feel about Crackdown? Okay, as far as main deck choices that I could change off the bat would probably be the amount of Instant Fusion I play, because sometimes you may open 3, which I have done, and hopefully I have a Thanos Dragon to throw one of the Instant Fusion back in. But it is what it is, and sometimes you can't do that. So 3 is kind of too many. I think I'd run like probably 2, and I might honestly throw Drolls back in. That's just my output on that. Okay, why no Strike versus Sky Striker? I honestly think you do not need Strike. My number 1 fear is the mirror match, and I can just imagine someone light staging my set Strike, so it's just useless. All these other trap cards, all this other back row, I can chain. Alright, so that's why I like those other cards. Next question, how do you feel about Crackdown? Okay, and more control type decks, I can see Crackdown being a very nice card. Same thing. I can honestly have that the same reason why I don't play Strike, because you cannot search it, you cannot banish it with Trap Trick and set it. Crackdown's the same thing. I'd rather play with Mind Control because I can actually select what I want to take and I don't have to set it. Okay, this is a bunch of questions from Mikel from Facebook. He said, "Hi Kevin. First of all, congrats. Here's some questions. You cut Lilybell because of the brick. That I agree with you. But why are you playing Phantasme instead? Who is also a brick first turn?" Alrighty, well, the reason why I play Phantasme, I've already answered this in the previous video, but the main reason is that it's a very nice card. It's a 2400 beat stick that can fix your hand. Lilybell cannot fix your hand, and I can special it and play this card during my opponent's turn. That's the reason why Phantasme is an amazing card overall. And also, if my opponent does have there can only be one active, I can still special summon Phantasme and draw into my outs faster, like draw into my side deck faster. That's why Phantasme is an amazing card. I can get my side deck cards faster with it. His next question is, no Solemn Strikes? Give me a good reason to do so. I kind of already answered Solemn Strike from the previous question. It's not really searchable, and it is a nice card, but I don't want to, like, the only way Strike can be decent is that you have to actually, open it. So I really like all my cards like searchables, and then, you have to have it or not have it, so that's my main reason. And his next question is, Call by the Grave. This card is okay, sure, but honestly, if they ash your pot, you can still use your traps like Trap Trick or Sanctum to go off your next turn. Also, your way to Candina is mostly free. Alrighty, I honestly agree with you here. Call by the Grave is okay, but the main reason why I'm using this card is because I can use this card defensively and offensively. So let's say they reboot me, I can have Call by the Grave set, and I can actually activate it during their turn, as somewhat of a defense mechanism. So that is probably the main reason why I play Called by the Grave. And also I can be offensive on the offense with it too by activating it on their array if it's a Sky Striker player. Alright, nice questions. Our next question is from Sebastian from Facebook. Main question, how did you handle losing the dice roll? Alright, let's go ahead and answer that one real quick. Okay, losing the dice roll, it sucks, of course, but also winning the dice roll could suck too, because you may brick or not, which is funny because that's what the deck does, it bricks. But losing the dice roll, it could be fine because you get to see obviously what your opponent's playing, because the opponent's gonna try to win by going first, so you can already see games 2 and 3 in mind. Sometimes your opponent may even brick, so losing a dice roll may not even be all that bad, because guess what, Yu-Gi-Oh, we all brick, right? Alright, the next question is, you said you went pretty much undefeated up until the last round. I assume you didn't go undefeated until that point. So how did you handle losing the dice roll? Or we answer that. Your deck is extremely geared towards going first, so how did you deal with hands of 2+ trap cards on that scenario? Alrighty, it is true, if you're going second and you have 2 or 3 traps in your hand, it's not going to be so cool. But the cool thing is, our decks, to where it's build that we are playing a lot of two ofs of certain cards, so we can banish it with Trap Trick and set it, right? So that's why we have Thanos Dragon to fix our hands. Alright, let's say we do open 2 traps. Guess what? I can shuffle back one of those traps with Thanos Dragon going second. Alright, if they're summoning a Link monster, I reveal Thanos. That's why that card is so expensive. It is so nice. And the rest of the question is, did Thanos help you fix your hand to make it more go second? Yes, that is 100% correct, and that's right. Thanos did fix my hand during the whole day, so that card is just very nice. Obviously, you're gonna face decks like Subterrors where Thanos Dragon's useless. Side him out, side in evenlies, and all that good stuff, guys. Okay, our last question from Michael Bonham. How do you side for certain matchup, and what are common cards you take out of the main deck first? Okay, this right here is something I probably won't get into deep detail with, because everyone side decks differently, and also you don't want to really reveal the goo, but I commonly side out Impermanence going first because I believe that card is an important card going second to stop your opponent as a hand trap. I really don't like setting that card at all, but that is just my opinion of the card. And obviously I'm going to side in Drolls depending what matchups I'm facing. So there you have it, guys. This is the Q&A that I told you I would do, and I'm going to go ahead and cook up the goo for this weekend's regional. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe and like this video. Alright, comment down below, let me know what you think about this video, guys, and check out that mat. It's pretty, right? Yeah. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Bortle out.